How do you think we should protect ourselves from stress? What is the best way to take a break from stress? What else would you suggest to us? How does it look from your side, from your perspective?
The more active a person is, the more responsible they are, the more they take on their shoulders, the more they want to have everything perfectly organized, the more ailments they have. Especially when it comes to hormones and when it comes to the thyroid. Most women who have thyroid problems, including Hashimoto's, are people who are very responsible and who strive for a specific goal and take on a lot of commitments, and that's our problem. It used to be said that being multitasking is so good because I can do this and that and everything. Well, no. At that point, you just exhaust yourself. Your nervous system is constantly stimulated and it knows it has to do this, it has to do that. And even if it comes easily to you for now, you see the system is so exhausted, our nervous system, that we don't even notice it, that we keep raising our cortisol levels this way. Because to function, to do something quickly, to run somewhere, to think fast, cortisol will always be at a high level. But also, like you said, they bombard us with all this bad news because who would listen to good things? That's boring, right? You have to hit people with some curiosity, some fear. Well, fear, right away people start listening. It grabs our attention. And along with that energy, with that attention, they steal our energy. And we should simply realize certain things because, again, many people say, oh, I take adaptogens. Adaptogens are a group of herbs that help our nervous system adapt. But recent studies show that overusing adaptogens causes the opposite effect, because adaptogens are meant to, on one hand, calm the nervous system a bit, but also stimulate us to work, because people say, God, I'm so tired, this stress is killing me. I have no focus, no mindfulness, no concentration. So I take an adaptogen and I really do feel better. But these adaptogens also stimulate the immune system. And if we really have to take it, for example, ashwagandha, yes, it's great. But if we have to take it, then 3 months and then stop. And then make sure your body is able to function without it. And here, just like you said, breathing exercises, breathing works great. And there are many different methods of proper breathing. You can, like you said, close your eyes, turn everything off so it's quiet. If it's not quiet where you are, put headphones on, but without music, without any sounds. Yes, just to limit the amount of sounds coming in. And breathe. Even something as simple as box breathing is probably the easiest for people. Inhale for 4, inhale, I count to 4 slowly, then hold for 4 seconds, then exhale for 4 seconds, and hold again for 4 seconds. Pause. That's why it's called box breathing. Inhale for 4, pause, exhale for 4, pause. And you can do it like that. I even saw a video like that on the internet once. He made it so that there's soft, gentle, relaxing music playing, and we just breathe in while looking at that little square. You can do that. You can just draw a little square in your mind. You can simply count. Breathing exercises are great. They help oxygenate all our cells. We relax our muscles then. The body isn't so tense anymore. It's crucial to breathe through the nose, as it's fundamental to proper breathing. Through the nose. This causes those tiny blood vessels to expand nicely. That's one option. The other is overall mindfulness. There's even a science called mindfulness. These are certain techniques. There's mindful eating. For example, we eat our meals mindfully. It helps with weight loss. When you eat a meal, you don't look at your phone, you don't watch TV, you don't read books. You don't think, I'll eat quickly now and then I still have to do this and that. And you're already planning some conversation in your head with someone, or you're rushing off to a meeting. No, you disconnect. At that moment, you are fully focused on eating. You look at the food and you notice its color and shape. You put it in your mouth and you also listen to your own feelings. What is the taste? What is the texture? All of this is focused on eating. You bite, you chew very slowly. However, this practice of mindfulness should actually be done every day. Whenever we take breaks, when we go for a walk, we need to focus. We shouldn't go for a walk with our phone. Again, all those distractions, we should just turn it off for half an hour. Later, we'll sit down and call all those people back, but we'll turn it off for half an hour. We'll sit on that bench. We'll look around, listen, or walk among those trees. We'll hug each other. That's very important. We've lost touch with nature. And grounding is talked about very positively. It's talked about a lot. And now it's coming back into favor. And I'll tell you, when I read the scientific studies, I know this from just a few months ago. And, well, I even smiled to myself. I say, this is something everyone has known for centuries, but it really seems like this information is starting to fade away somewhere. Scientists have proven that grounding, walking barefoot on the earth, has a very positive effect. It influences the nervous system. It relieves stress. It takes the tension out of the body. And these are EEG and ECG studies that show the heart calms down, our mind calms down, walking barefoot. But I also say, when it's cold and someone says, well, I won't go anywhere barefoot now, then go and hug a tree. That's also a way to ground yourself. So this contact with nature is also necessary. And you see, contrary to appearances when we talk about excess stress, it's not capsules. It's not even these wonderful herbs, because St. John's wort is also wonderful, or lavender or chamomile, which can calm us down, or aromatherapy oils that we can spray in the room. Put them in a diffuser, and they will calm us down. For example, lavender oil works great for calming. If we mix it with mandarin oil, we will sleep wonderfully. Use these two oils in a diffuser about half an hour before bedtime, so that it disperses in the air, and it will be a wonderful help. But it turns out that it's actually lifestyle that works best to lower cortisol, and especially when it comes to circadian rhythms, so that we go to bed at the same time, and preferably before 10 p.m., and so that we wake up at the same time in the morning. These rhythms help stabilize our hormones, because the highest level of cortisol should be in the morning when we wake up, and the lowest in the evening when we go to sleep. And if we make it so that naturally at 10 p.m. we're in bed, then we calm down. Melatonin starts to be produced. And automatically it lowers the level of cortisol. If at that time we're still sitting at the computer working, exactly, we're still texting, we're still writing, we're still doing something, we're still talking to someone, or we're watching some weird news or weird movies, which actually raise cortisol. So we shouldn't be surprised that we're disrupting this process. In the evening, our cortisol is high, and then in the morning when you wake up, it's low, and you wake up and say, God, I slept 8 hours, 10 hours, and I still wake up tired. Because you disrupted your cortisol levels. You made it high in the evening instead of in the morning. Change that. Go to bed by 10 p.m. and just make that lifestyle change for yourself. You just have to adjust. When someone says that I'm a night owl, I work in the evening, and in the morning I like to sleep in. Well, maybe you are a night owl, but still, nature. And we, as a part of nature, start to function completely differently then. People often ask me, those who work night shifts, what about us who work night shifts? Well, I'm really sorry, but over time, the longer you work night shifts, the more your body suffers. We can't change that. People get used to it, and they learn already. You know, our habits, sure, they change. A person can learn to sleep during the day. Things don't bother them, various factors, distractions, like the light outside the window. And they can function well at night, but unfortunately it will have a negative impact on their health. So we are a part of nature, we just have to remember that.